I'm Maddie with Maddie Sews, and thanks for hanging with me. So happy New Year to all of you, and I hope that your new year is starting amazing, and I really do hope that you all just have the most amazing 2022. However, this video is all about 2021 because I wanted to share with you all of the different makes that I've done and just, well, do a roundup of all 100 different makes that I did in 2021. You heard that right, 100. Now 100 is a whole lot to get through, so I'm going to kind of speed through these and I'll show you a picture of all of these as I go through them. So I guess with all of that being said, watch me go. The first thing that I made in 2021 was my pink pair of cashmere Calder pants. This pink was a polyester and super sweaty. Number 2, Simplicity 8738. I really liked how snugly the model looked in this pattern, so I decided to replicate it with some stuff that I picked up from Melanated Fabrics. Simplicity 9017 was actually a gift that I made for my friend who was living overseas at the time. So this lovely velvet number went right on over to her, and I need to make one for myself this year. Simplicity 8840. I really absolutely love this fabric that I had picked up from Three Little Birds. It was actually a quilting cotton, and I made the pleated version of this one. This isn't the first time that I've actually made Simplicity 8840, but it is the first time I made this view. The next time I make it, I'll definitely do an FBA. Simplicity 8987. You all, I absolutely love this pattern. I was actually surprised that it was designed for woven patterns, but not knits, but it was a very pleasant surprise. This thing gets a whole lot of wear. Now we're on to number 6, which is my IVL pants. Now this was a new to me designer, and to be honest, I'm not quite sure that I'll be trying any more of their patterns out. There were a whole lot of fit issues with this that I had to work out, along with just very skimpy directions. And so it really wasn't my cup of tea. But these pants ended up turning out really nicely. Mikal 7985. Now this is a Kalia Ali top, a peplum top that I actually made with some Ankara that was gifted to me by my friend, and it was pure love. Okay, so the Ellie & Mac chill tee, and I also made the Lowland Kids Dolman tee. Now these were both gifts for a friend that I have back in my hometown in Ohio. My Floral Green Style Creations Tempo Tights. I absolutely adore this pattern and I love this fabric. However, this yellow was completely sheer and ended up, I never wore it because I like to wear underwear. So there's the Tempo Tights there. I also made the sports bra. Now that is the Green Style Creations Power Sports Bra. I really like this pattern. I like to use mesh on the inside to kind of lend some more support to the girls, and I wear it all the time. Number 11 is my Mika's Digital Darla dress. Now I made this dress out of a camo fabric that I picked up from Joanne Fabrics, and I really do love all of the ruching. This dress is completely, well, it is crazy comfortable. 2021 was really my year of swimsuits. I decided to dive in deep and I made, I think, 6 different swimsuits. I made the Sirena Patterns Sharon swimsuit, and I made that one reversible. Now, the only problem I had with this one was that one of the fabrics that I used, the blue one, was actually not very stretchy. However, I did make the Minute Maillot by Made for Mermaids in a bunch of different fabrics that I had found over at Joann's Fabric. So I have the red polka dot, which was actually reversible to black. I have my black and white animal print one that had mesh cutouts and a mesh back. I also made the cutouts with a tropical print. That one was, honestly, that one's my favorite. And then I made that snakeskin one. So absolutely loved all of those. And let me not forget my bikini that I ended up making using a bra pattern, my favorite Marlboro bra pattern that I actually hacked up to make this bikini top. And I hacked the Minute Maillot bottoms to get my high-waisted bottoms for this. Stitch Sisters Caftan. This was another one of those quilty cottons that I picked up from Three Little Birds, and It was my frugal frock entry for that month. Number 19, my Allison tent dress. This has got to be one of my most favorite makes. I wore this dress a ton, a ton, a ton. I liked all of the volume it had. I just liked all of the ruffles. It was just definitely, it was a very stylish, I felt great in this kind of dress. Butterick 6677. Now, I actually made this dress for the Mother's Day challenge, and this fabric just worked out so beautifully. It was a yellow embroidered cotton voile. Amazing. This is actually the Ellie and Mac Be Mine cardigan, and it had a bunch of different lengths. This is the bolero length with that with a little ruffle that you can barely tell because of the fabric that I chose. It's so busy, but I like busy. 22 and 23. Now, these are my Sedona Patterns Silma joggers. Now, I made this in the shorts version first because I wanted to test the fit. So I used the camo that you had seen previously from my Darla dress. And then I went ahead and I made it up in some heavier double knit jogger type of fabric, which I have been using tons this winter. Over the summer, I really tried to figure out all the different FBA techniques and see, you know, if I could find the perfect tank top pattern. Well, this cheater FBA that I ended up doing on this tank top just really went wrong. I mean, it had like all kinds of like saggy boob area stuff where my boobs weren't, so I had to go back in and remove what I did. But yeah, that I made that. Okay, Simplicity 8094. Now, I actually made this pattern for both me and my mother. I made mine in a dark maroon ponte that didn't have much stretch, and I did the shorter fronts with the longer cape in the back. I really kind of feel like a superhero in this. It's kind of funny. And then I made my mother the longer version in a nice, it was a slinkier red knit, and it had a nice deep slits. She looked amazing in it. Just a bit ago, I mentioned tank tops. Well, I made a whole bunch of them. I made a whole bunch of the Cashmere at Saybrook's, which was probably my favorite tank top pattern of the summer. I made Quixo 2948, and then I made a red and a gray Lowland Kids racerback tank as well. McCall 7970, you all, this just makes my heart sing. Mostly because it kind of speaks to my culture. In Puerto Rico, we absolutely love these little tiny little singing frogs. They go coqui, coqui, coqui. You can hear them all over the island. They're really adorable. And well, this dress actually has a whole bunch of pink little cookies all over it. So it's one of my favorites. Number 31 and 32, I made two Taina jumpsuits. I made this really fun striped pink one. You know, you all, I just absolutely love the harem style of this jumpsuit. It is just so much fun and easy to get in and out of, honestly. And then I also made a modified version with a non-stretchable netting that I wear to the beach all the time. I feel so fancy schmancy in it. The George and Ginger Switch It Up bra. Honestly, sports bras are one of those things where I feel like it's never quite right on the first try, but this one was downright unwearable for me. And honestly, I don't know if I'm going to get back around to it or if I'm just going to end up hacking one of the other sports bras that I've made this year into some of the design lines that they have, because fit is important in a sports bra. My Captain America tights, though. Now, this is another one of the temple tights from Green Style Creations, and I made this around the 4th of July, so hence the Stars and Stripes. The Hallen Paradise dress. You all, I absolutely love this dress. I loved everything about it. I loved the eyelet, the little rainbow eyelet that I made the dress out of, the low sweeping back, the ruffles on this thing. I even like the little strappiness. Now, as a large busted person, I had to make all kinds of accommodations for the ladies, and well, that resulted in a whole lot of body tape. But you know, you do what you have to do. Simplicity 8889. Now these are the Mimi G, they're Mimi G cargo pants that she released several years ago. I decided to use an Ankara fabric to make this one up, and this definitely got a whole lot of wear out of it. And then there's Vogue 1683, which is my Ankara skirt. Now this, pattern was absolutely loved. And I hacked the skirt so that way it had a separate overlay top so I could use it in different ways. You know, I could wear it around my top as like a fun little flirty, you know, something. And then you can use it as an overlay or a knot. I loved mixing and matching the Ankara fabrics on this one. This was a really fun make. I also made the top here, which is the Springfield, yeah, it's the Cashmere at Springfield top, but I cropped it significantly, so that way, you know, I just kind of felt like it looked nice with all of the full volume that was going on the bottom half. I also made that same top a little longer, so that way I had one to wear to work. I love this set so much. Now this is the Sedana Patterns Elizabeth leggings, and I did some really fun color blocking with this in the purple and the heart fabric, and then I made a sports bra, and this one is the Power Sports bra again, but I didn't use any of the mesh insides and stuff, but in the purple. Number 42, this is another Cashmere Springfield top. You all, that's a really great pattern. I haven't run across a cashmere pattern that I haven't liked so far, but here it is in a drapey red. Here's the Mika's Digital Amo Rompers. Now, one of the things that I liked about Mika's Digital was that her patterns tend to be a little more, you know, fun, flirty, a little more, I don't know, kind of pushing the boundaries for me. And well, I really liked these little rompers with the ruffle tops. I made it in the stripes with the yellow and the black, which is probably my favorite one. And then I also made it in a seersucker with purple and white. Vogue 1802, which was my peacock dress. You all, this was another Ankara fabric make, and I felt like my summer was just on fire. It was one make after another that I absolutely loved, and this dress, with its pockets and everything, it's going to be in my wardrobe forever. Forever, ever, ever. Forever, ever. 46 and 47. Now these are the Green Style Creations. The green is the overlay top. And actually, I do wear that one a lot. The crop top underneath, the orange one, not so much. There's just something about the fit of that I don't like. And I even use the larger cup option. It's just, yeah. I made a Marlboro bra. Actually, I think I made two if I'm not mistaken, but I only have a picture for one. I think I made this frog one. I made a pair of pants that were actually way too short, and so now I still have to lengthen these because, you know, it takes forever to make alterations, but these are the Sedana Patterns Nilma pants, and it's the perfect stretchy work palazzo pants, period. And then I actually made my namesake. So this is the Marisol pattern by Made for Mermaids. And you know, I whipped this thing up using some fabric that I had here in my stash. I had no idea what I was going to use for, so I ended up using it for this. And it was perfect. And I really love the little bat wing style. And then, of course, my most favorite project of the entire year was Project Dress-A-Girl. I ended up making a dozen dresses for Project Dress-A-Girl. And actually I did a whole lot of tutorials, like how to add ruffles to them, what the ruffles looked like at different ratios, how to add pockets, binding, all kinds of stuff. So if you're curious in any of that stuff, there's a whole Project Dress-A-Girl playlist that you could check out. By the way, Project Dress-A-Girl is going to be coming back in September, so get ready to make a whole bunch of dresses for donation when we get there. Number 64, this is Simplicity 8749. This is a Mimi G loose jacket. It's a little on the long side. I absolutely loved it. I used another one of my Ankara fabrics for this, and I lined it with a really fun pop of pink. Quick Sew 3928. This has got to be my all-time favorite pattern. I mean, I make this pattern every single year. In fact, I make it so often that I've bought every copy that I could possibly find, and then I started tracing them off so that way I'll never be without. And because that pattern was for wovens, I decided to make a knit version hack from the Sedana Patterns Wanda tunic. I basically added this really amazing funnel neck in this white top. It was love. Hats. I made a lot of hats. I made myself a purple hat. I made 2 brown hats, a fuchsia one, and a turquoise one. And then Halloween came around, right? And so I needed costumes. I opted for the Helen's Closet Yanta overalls for both me and my husband, and then I self-drafted my son's little pants and vest for his toad costume and kind of, did something for his hat. I also made a couple of bags. I made my red leather and leopard crossbody bag that I've been using pretty much nonstop. I'm going to make some more of those. And then I also made 3 Ludlow wristlets. My Green Style Creations brassy joggers. You all, this pattern, it's good. Here's the Sedona Patterns Elizabeth leggings, again, using some chicken and waffle and french fry fabric. And then I also made her Sophie Sports bra up there. Make-Cost 6173. These are my disc ball tights that were actually a Dolce & Gabbana inspired make that I did that ended up being really kind of disappointing, but I do love how this looked. Simplicity 8738. It's something that I'm currently dyeing in. This is my black turtleneck sweater. It's actually the same exact pattern that I used for the brown turtleneck, which was, I think, my second make of the year, all the way back when. But it's a good, reliable pattern. Tote bags. I met up with a local sewing group and I made 4 different tote bags and cut out a whole bunch more for donation. These were actually Morse bags and they were going to a food bank and some nursing homes. Number 84 and 85. Now these were actually my ugly Christmas sweater sets. So I used the Wilma sweater from Sedona Patterns to make mine. It's her hoodie pattern. It has a kangaroo pocket I didn't include, but that's what I used for mine. And then for my sons, I used the Lowland Kids Dolman sweater that I absolutely love. If you have kids and you like to make knit stuff, check out Lowland Kids, for real. I made countless drawstring bags, and then I also made Santa hat chair covers for all of my chairs. While we're talking about chairs, I also reupholstered all 8 of my chairs. How many do I have? 2, 4, 6. I have 6 chairs. I reupholstered all 6 of them. They don't look pretty. They got the job done, though. Placemats. I made a bunch of nice, really Christmassy placemats for my dining room table to match my Santa hat chairs. And then I also made a whole bunch of popcorn bags. And by a whole bunch, I mean 3. 91. Now, I made these temple tights, which is really recent, using some fabric that I actually picked up from Green Style Creations. Oh my gosh, their arete fabric is amazing. I mean, my mind was just kind of blown. Like, whoa, you know how many tights I've made? I've made a lot of tights in my life, but this fabric was probably some of the nicest stuff I've used. Keychains. I made a whole bunch of little dragon keychains that I plan on selling. These were a pattern that I used by Vin Diesel Row. Aren't they cute? Earrings and tassels. I made a whole bunch of tassels for the bags that I've been making. Earrings. I've been making a bunch of earrings. I made these purple ones that I absolutely adore. I made these fun, really long stripped versions. These flower versions here. And then I made these earrings, which kind of remind me of a woman's anatomy. You'll never unsee it now. There's another look for you. 96 and 98. I made 3 different wristlets for your cell phone using some purple leather. 99, I made a yellow wristlet. And 100, I made some ornaments. I made this stocking ornament for my husband, and then I made a grumpy Santa ornament, because that's kind of how I was feeling at the time. That's 100 makes in 2021. You all don't expect that from me in 2022, because 2022 I plan on taking a little slower, especially because I plan on launching my own shop. So I'll be definitely still sewing a lot of garments, but this year I'm aiming for maybe 3 a month and not 20. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments below if you found yourself making a whole lot of one thing and what that one thing was. I'm really curious to know if I'm the only person who tends to kind of dig in on some of these garments and try to figure them all out and just see what I like the best. I have a feeling I'm not the only one out there like that. If you're like me and you're still celebrating the holidays all the way up until 30 King's Day or whatever, definitely check out my playlist over here. And you all, until next time, I sincerely hope that you find joy and have a wonderful day.